I've shared about the reality of what I believe that racism really exists. What I want to do is talk about the responsibility, how we should react, how we're responsible for reacting to that reality of racism. Before I go into that, I want to first just say that why I use the word system and mindset, and not instead of referring to white people as a whole, because I don't believe white people as a whole are all racist. And so to use that terminology would be errant. I believe that there is a system that has been developed. I believe there is a mindset that has been taught that has upholded racism in this nation since slavery existed, that still exists today. But I don't believe that, from my personal experience in interacting and working with white people, that I haven't experienced that all people, white people, feel that's the same or have embraced that mindset or system. I believe that all are aware that it exists to some degree, but I don't believe everyone has embraced that. So that's why when I refer to racism and I'm not referring to a people group as much as a mindset or a system that has been developed that has kept racism alive in America. I believe it's a reality. Yes, they have put drugs in our community. I believe, yes, they have put poor education in our communities. I believe that they have purposely not put economics in our community. All of these things exist. That's just a fact. But when it comes down to the fact that it exists and we're looking to change it, the mindset of looking to those that put it into the community and going to our government and saying, okay, we want you to solve the problem, it's not reality. The reality is the fact that we have, as a people, we have to take ownership of the fact that this problem exists in our community. And then we have to devise a plan by which we can change our communities. If we don't take that measure and still want to place blame, we're never going to solve the problem, because they have no interest in solving the problem. It's in our best interest. So we have to solve the problem. We today, economically, we're in a better position now to be able to actually do something about what's happening in our community. Meaning that there are more black people individually with money. We just haven't brought it together. There's enough black people with money that can actively go back into communities that they came out of. Because if you go back into probably 75% of the African American athletes that have become successful, both male and female, a major portion of them come out of these impoverished communities. And so if we remember where we came from, then we can go back and say, okay, we can change education in our schools. We can invest in our schools. We can start businesses in our community. We can do that. We can change the environment. We can begin to educate our young people and through the church. We've, as a people, basically, we've turned away from God. Yes, we still go to church, but we've taken the same mindset of those that once oppressed us. And, even in that light, it's wrong to say a people group, because of the fact that some of our people that have become successful have bought into the mindset, have bought into the system, that believing that everybody in the ghettos of America, they're dead because they're too lazy to get out of it. They're dead because of the fact that they don't have the drive and the initiative to get out of it. I got out of it. If you believe the system is designed that everybody can get out that want to get out, then you are seriously deceived. Because it is not. Yes, somebody's going to be able to get out of it. And they'll accept that. But as a whole, the system is designed to keep a multitude impoverished to the system. So to believe that everybody in the ghetto wants that's there, don't want to get out, that's just an excuse for me not going back in and doing anything about it. Me being focusing upon myself and my own personal prosperity rather than being focused upon where I come from and wanting to change something about it. It's just an excuse to justify my reaction towards it or my view towards it. But we can take responsibility. We have to stop buying into the concept that we as a people can't work together. We as a people don't know how to help one another. That's a mindset that has been taught to us to keep us divided. If you go back, as I referred to that Black Wall Street, that was 600 businesses. 21 of them were churches because they had a strong faith in God. We have to go back to our faith in God. And 600 businesses supporting one another. That wasn't the only one. There was other black townships that had developed their own personal economic system that they destroyed. Why did they destroy? Because when there's economic power amongst the people, then those people have a voice. They also want to eliminate our numbers. It is projected, I'm talking to someone that is involved in the political realm, they are projecting in the not too distant future that politicians won't have to politic in our communities because we're going to be so few in number that our vote won't have a real impact upon who's going to be the next candidate in that office. That's not by mistake, that's by design. Why you think family planning clinics are in our communities? Because that's what they want us to do. We've bought into the concept that I'd rather have a big house and a fine car than a big family. Big families are like I'm committing myself to poverty. I'm committing myself to having a lack of my children having lack. That's deception. We can grow and develop and create business where large families can strive. But they don't want that because there's numbers there. It's what I'm basically saying, we have to take ownership of all of this, take time, look at every issue that affecting our community, see why it exists, see what is contributed to it, and then create a plan and implement that plan by which we can bring change. We cannot sit back and just have these Facebook discussion about the issue. It's our responsibility to change it. And if you don't change it, and if I don't do anything to change it, then it's never going to change. So yes, I agree that, and it's a separate issue from what's going on with police officers. But it's not a justifiable issue. It's an issue that we must change. We have to find a way to stop our black young men from filling the prison system. Yes, it's by design. Yes, we get longer sentences than others do. Yes, it's an unjust, imbalanced system. But we can change that by not allowing our young men to go that road, teaching them a different way. That's our responsibility to become fathers in our homes and begin to teach our sons and watch over them and walk with them through the processes of life. That's our responsibilities. We can change it. But we have to take personal responsibility. We have to get personally involved. We have to connect with one another, join our minds, our energies, and our finances together, and just start in a community, one community at a time, one community at a time. They put drugs in our community, one at a time. they infiltrated them one at a time. We can transform them one at a time if we just take personal responsibility for what's happening in our community to bring about a change.